Yes, so to construct the box and whiskers diagram using Excel, bear in mind this is, we have obtained the quartiles already. Here they are, Q1, Q2, and Q3, 27.5, 47.5, and 39.5, and the minimum value is 10, and the maximum value is 60 in this worksheet example. So if you want to do this using Excel, because you can do it using graph paper or Microsoft Drawing, okay? But if you want to do it using Excel, you go to an Excel spreadsheet and you label minimum value. So the minimum value will come here. Or you leave a little space because you can call it statistics. That's where you want to highlight the statistics. Yes. Anytime you do calculations from a sample, it is called statistics. Statistics. Okay. Then you have the lower quartile. Then you have the median. Median is Q2, and the upper quartile is Q3, and the maximum value. Yes. So in our example for this interval table that we were using, the minimum value is 10, and the maximum value is 60 minutes, 50 athletes, and then the lower quartile is 27.5, 47.5, 49.5 respectively, up to the upper quartile, 27.5, 37.5, and 39.5. So make sure that you structure your values that way. Okay, then you have what you call box 1, then box 2, and then box 3. Okay, and then you have the upper whisker and the lower whisker. Okay, upper whisker and the lower whisker. Right, so for box 1 now, box 1 will be equal to the lower quartile. So bear that in mind. So if I equal, lower quartile is in B3. No, B3, yes, B3. Okay, so the box 1 is the lower quartile. Box 2 is the difference between the median and the lower quartile. So the median now is in B4. Okay, subtract B3. Okay. The box 3 is the difference between the upper quartile and the median. So that will give us B5. That's where the upper quartile is. Subtract B4. That's where the lower quartile is. The upper whisker is the difference between the maximum value and the upper quartile, so that's equal to B6 minus B5. And the lower whisker is the difference between the lower quartile, so that will be B3 minus the minimum value, which is B2. So this is very important that to get these figures right. The box 1 is actually the lower quartile itself. Box 2 is the difference between the median and the lower quartile. Okay, here it is. 37.5 minus 27.5, and box 3 is the difference between the upper quartile and the median. B5 minus B4. The upper whisker is the difference between the maximum value and the upper quartile, and the lower whisker is the difference between the lower quartile and the minimum value. Now, very importantly to highlight now, you click on this cell there and you press Shift and you press the arrow. Okay, so you highlight this row and then you press Control and then you highlight those 6 boxes. You just click and you click first. Well, here you press shift and you highlight. Okay, and then you so you click on it and you press control and then you highlight. Then to control that you press. So let's go over that again. But this is very important. Click there, then you press control, shift control, and then you highlight this row. Then you highlight these 6 cells, the 6 boxes, okay, using control. Okay, after you do that, you go to insert, then you go to bars, and this is the one you want, okay, the stacked column. If it does, that's how you would like your stacked column to appear. If it does not come like that, it may come so. If it appears so, then you go to switch row column for it to look stacked like this. Okay, so bear that in mind. This labeling, then we don't want it. This box, you want it blank, so you highlight it and you press Shift F10 or right click, you go to format, then you go to shapes and fill and no fill. You don't want any fill. Okay, right now it's kept highlighted. Okay, so leave it like that. Then what you do now, you go to add chart element, then you go to error bars, then you go to more error bars option. Then you click on this error bar options here. Okay, minus, click on minus, and then you click on, you go down, toggle down, scroll down, you highlight custom. Remember, you're talking about the lower, so you click the lower width keys, so that's why you click minus. Then you go to specify negative, you highlight this, what is there, you highlight it and you delete it. All right, then what you do now, you make sure your cursor is there and you go to lower whisker, you click on it and then you click OK. Right, so it gives you the lower whisker. Now you want the upper whisker now, so what do you know? You highlight this upper box, box 3, then you go back to add chart elements, back to error bars, more error bars. Okay, then make sure this is highlighted, error bar options, then you go to plus now, because it's talking about the up. Then you go back down to custom, specify, click on specify, you delete what is there on the positive, and then you click on upper whisker, and then you click OK, and here you have it, your box and whiskers in a vertical form using Excel. So all you do, you can just copy and paste in your assignment. So that's number 19. Remember, I type continue. Delete this. Let's make some space. So let's go to put it in a text box so you can have control over it. So you go to text box, you have the black plus sign, and then you just click. And here you have your box and whiskers diagram in a text box in your Word document for your assignment. As you can see, this is approximately, normally distributed. So the mean, the median, and the mode are basically equal to each other. In my example, in our example in the worksheet, box and whiskers using Excel.